Boom! And we're back. And there's already people watching and wanting death and mayhem. Well, we can't really kill people if we're not actually live yet, but we're live now, so I guess we can kill somebody. I don't know. But we're back, and I'm entering wrong passwords. Still wrong passwords. Actually, I'm just going to go to bed. There. We have people. We have a bear playing his cucumber.
Make Rohan great again.
There we go. Yeah, it's sad. Usually I'm the first one into the foundry, and this week I am. Well, Jesse's gonna be the last one. Even Stock made it into foundry before I did. That's not inciting your GM is not a good idea.
She is in distance of you, so.
Yes.
So I can sick a vicious Tyrus on her.
I'll hold her laundry hostage.
I'm gonna stink. It doesn't matter.
I will bring you a possum. I will bring you a possum.
The fuck you will.
Oh yeah.
I'll
bring you a little.
You try bringing me a possum, I'll sick Marissa on you.
I don't know.
Oh boy.
With the full squirt gun. Squirt bottle.
I'll wear my jacket with my hoodie, be waterproof. And a mask.
These are the people I deal with.
Yeah, he's the real hero in this group. And we have Jesse, who's looking off in the distance. Confusingly.
I love my bitches.
Hello.
Look at her, she's playing with her big thing.
Size matters. Especially when you're blind as fuck.
You're playing with a giant misshapen ball.
Yes.
If you have a ball or two that are shaped like that,
you can see the numbers on this thing, like.
Yeah, it's getting where I can't see mine. Like, I rolled something. I'm gonna show you here. I think is that a set or is that a one? I don't know.
You need to get your vision checked, but no.
Actually,
he wants to listen to the woman.
It's not that bad. It's actually the bad ones are these because they don't show up quite as well. The white and I can't even grip them.
Yeah, he's getting old.
Yeah. See, at first glance, the white on the blue kind of blend. So we had the blues and the blacks tonight. Not really the blacks, but the gold. What is that name actually? Chessex. The black, gold, silver set. Also known as.
Yeah, you're using your dice of color.
This is the one that slayed the most difficult, scary monster I've ever battled in a D&D game.
A poop monster?
A poop monster.
The IRS collector?
Ooh. Oh, that would be hilarious. Imagine a some sort of monster that is a resurrected, possessed tax collector, and they hit you with it does only a little bit of damage, but it also does it does 5 hit points of damage. It steals gold out of your purse or some shit. I think I about to just come up with the best way to siphon off excess money from players. I got to think about this now.
So we're basically playing Sonic the Hedgehog.
Fair point, actually.
So you know how that one
hello, Punishment 90
thing covering this White Knight dice said that there was like a special symbol on the 20? There's not.
You might want to ask him about that. It's supposed to have like a Crusader shield on it.
Like you can't really tell on the camera, but it's just glittery and it's pretty.
I want my Crusader shield so people will be offended.
But I ended up with the White Knight set stuck in the same pocket. And I'm kind of amused by myself doing this, even though it wasn't intentional. With my rainbow set.
Wow. Easy way to siphon money from the party is to charge the party per cucumber.
Well, there will be no cucumber, so it's fine.
This is the only effect.
No.
There will always be cucumbers.
Good to have you with us, Sieg. What are we doing tonight? I don't know.
I don't know who's being dumber right now, the cats or the dogs.
Oh boy.
For me, it's the dogs. I just got a cat sleeping on me.
No. Well, the cat siblings are being fucking dumb tonight.
Good entertainment, bad for them.
Yes.
No, I'm not talking about the cats and dogs. What is it with y'all and the
Oh.
cucumbers? Well, you have to understand, our illustrious gnomish illusionist.
It's so
kind of-
useless. You got mind controlled by a cucumber.
Yeah. I wish I could soften it a little bit, but soften the blow, but not the cucumber. Wow,
If you want to soften the cucumber, just boil it.
yeah, soft cucumbers don't do anybody any good. But the whole cucumber thing has kind of become a running joke. All kinds of people run with it, but they really have no idea where it comes from. The cucumber is infected like multiple streams. And when we raid into somebody, we all throw cucumber emotes at them, and there's all kinds of cucumbers hitting people in the face. It's hilarious. It's actually the best part of the night, not this shitty game. It's just that we're salting people with cucumbers.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
All the cucumbers.
If it wasn't for Twitch being shitheads, we have a mustache emote coming.
So that solar system set of dice I've got is up for sale for $30.
That's still not the $140 for the Stargate SG1 D20.
D20, yeah.
That is still one of the coolest D20s I've ever seen, and I think there's like
there's only 3 of those left in stock. The solar system set, like holy shit.
That's just out there, man. Oh, Black Angus. It's a mental illness that one single mentally ill player spreads.
Yes.
Bear, I think he called one of us mentally ill.
That's lies. Just lies.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions before we spring off into the nonsense? While Jesse's dogs maul each other.
That was my comment to everything.
Got it. I don't do anything, but I want to say if you good people love this kind of content, follow, subscribe, throw cucumbers at us, whatever it is to keep us going. And if you donate enough, we won't tell you how much. We will send you a nylon tote bag. We're like PBS, but Fowler.
I thought we were more like NPR.
Is there?
I don't know where I'm going with this.
It's like, is there a difference? I don't know if NPR did their horrible.
Tonight on CNN.
Anyway,
we're making Rohan great again.
Yes, we are. So last week you guys finished your assault of the base of the thieves in pursuit of the shadow orb that had been stolen by said thief from the strange fella by the road, Jarek. Of course, Fizzlespank decided to open and touch the shadow orb, and it didn't go well for him. He got his lights knocked out. And,
yes.
But they made it back, and Lyra has some suspicions about their new benefactor. He tasked them to go find some horses to pull the wagon of all of his crap. They did that. They met a strange hillbilly-like fella there in the middle of nowhere at the homestead village. They brought it back, fought an ogre, killed the ogre. I mean, PBS is NPR for is it the same organization? I mean, one's TV, one's radio. Yeah, Punishment 90. You should ask before you grab someone's orbs, but Fizzlespank doesn't ask permission when he's grabbing the orbs. He never does.
Yeah.
So Jarek Otakar was a little cross with him for touching the shadow orb. Real bad stuff could have happened, but they managed to get back. They managed to hook the horses up to the wagon, and they set off. Let's see here. Let's see what buttons I can press that are wrong. The journey takes about a day and 6 hours. Are you guys doing anything special on this trip as you're walking? Some of you are sometimes walking, some of you are riding along.
I'm not walking.
Are you riding up there with your magnificent fan?
Of course.
Are you
Probably
regaling?
he might be walking.
He's not in any position to walk. He's still really not in a good way.
That's his problem, not mine.
He's still kind of healing. Are you regaling him with tales of your
Yes,
great
my
victories?
grandeur.
He asks you, Master Gnome, that object, and he kind of nods to the wooden case that is seated right behind Jarek, who is riding up in charge of the horses. But it now has a nice large lock on it. He's like, "Did you touch it? Did you use the shadow orb?
I did.
What did you see? What did you see?"
Many great things. Things I must explore and learn and study. Side look at the goblin.
Where's Lyra at, Zoc? Is she walking along? There's not enough room for everybody, so they may have to
Probably
alternate.
walking. Yeah.
So Gabi kind of dismisses the gnome's nonsense as you guys are walking, and he kind of whispers. He says, "You'll miss something."
What are you talking about?
He kind of gives you the side eye. He says, "You'll miss something in the hideout of the bandits."
What did I miss?
He's like, and he opens his little cloak and pulls out a tobe and he hands it to you. "You missed this."
Look it over. What is it?
I don't know what it is. Why don't you tell the class what it is? That's a joke.
You're
He's
the
like,
one who knows. Not me.
that's questionable. He kind of looks at you and he says, "It belonged to the Shadow Mage."
Interesting.
He looks at you. He says,
Mm.
It's his spell book. Don't let the gnome have it."
But he's the caster?
He's a illusionist, even though there is some overlap. Shadow magic, very dangerous in wrong hands.
What are you two conspiring about?
I would hate for him to be possessed by Shadow Cucumber.
You have a point.
Of course I do. As you walk, he says, "Shadow magic is dangerous, but it is popular with people of a certain persuasion." He kind of looks at you, kind of looking at you like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Go.
Sorry, I'm very distracted.
wow, Black Angus. 2 months? Yeah, this nonsense has been going on 2 months now. Thank you for resubbing. And it's Jay. Lord Kasumba's popping in here. Hey, how you doing? We're sitting here totally lost and forgetting what we're doing.
Good chat earlier, Jay. It was enjoyable.
I missed that. But he looks at you. He says very popular in with people of your profession and in the Karna Rook. And you know that right there tells you a lot, because you know the stories about them, that they're a very infamous band of thieves and assassins, primarily assassins.
Oh boy.
It's like their magic makes their job easier. So keep it secret, keep it safe. I read that in a book one time.
Yeah.
And while this is going on and while we're traveling, I am spending my trip pointing out all the woodland creatures that we're passing
Mm-hmm.
that are all better than gnomes.
Lyra's thief mentor, Ian Means, he's not one to walk. He is riding in the wagon, and he looks down at the elf, then he looks at Fizzle's face and says, is he always this hateful against people of your kind?
He's a goblin.
No,
He's a
he's talking about Pyle. Pyle is not a goblin. Pyle is an elf.
Elf, goblin, it's the same shit. They're all idiot bastards. One is bigger, one is smaller. What's the difference in the end?
He looks at you. He's
Gonna
like,
remain
"Sir, you have
older.
pointy ears too."
And not like that. Pointing at the
Hmm.
goblin.
Or he points at the elf.
Oh, the elf. It's the same shit, but I'm pointing at the goblin because he has
Like-
bigger ears.
He leads and he says, "Have you been drinking?
No.
Do you wish you had been drinking?"
Every time and every day.
Up front, Jarek says, "There will be plenty of time for drinking when we reach the city."
Oh, yeah, better.
He says, "I will buy you all a round of drinks." So, you guys make the trip in about a day and a half. Like I said, less than a day and a half. Thank you, Bear, for resubbing for 5 months and all the cucumbers.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Map.
Oh, no.
So you guys come in from via the North Road. As you approach the city, you notice a lot of farmland, small not villages, but small homes, cattle, woodsmen working in the woods, and about what you'd expect. As you near the Hrueset River, you could hear the running of water, the sound of it growing louder as you approach. And as you come here, you notice some fairly large farmhouses and cattle holdings, ranchers. The wagon turns the corner, and there's a large, very well built wood bridge. And in the distance, up on a hill, you can see a fairly good sized fortress, especially for this part of the frontier. It commands a great view of the river and the surrounding areas, and it's pretty clear it's well defended. And even from your vantage point, you can see another semi-fortified structure, much shorter walls behind it. But past that, you see a 80-foot tower with a very lavishly colored roof, and it kind of dominates everything. But you might have to wonder somebody's compensating for something. But
Yeah.
does anybody comment or say anything?
Someone in this town has a small penis.
Yeah, I just arrived on a wagon.
It's still bigger than yours.
Jarrett gives a very overly acted laugh, as you'd expect if Nicolas Cage was playing potentially. You guys cross the bridge. You notice a lot of small boat traffic in the river, fishermen and the like. You come up this grade that kind of turns kind of a small S curve, and there are city militiamen standing guard, but they just kind of give you the one shoulder. They really don't pay any real mind.
Drift
in-
the wagon.
What?
Drift the wagon through the
Drift
chicane.
Gnome goes flying. Give me a dexterity save to see if the gnome goes flying out the wagon.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Just do it.
Let's see.
That'd be a save.
Yeah, I'm not going to fly.
I don't know, Black Angus. I mean, I've been shifting through the view modes for the map.
Do not lick my armpit.
That is so random.
I will try not to. Thank you.
I can't make promises. I'm a gnome.
Is it Mal? No, it's Thor.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see. The first thing you see on your left-hand side is a sign for the Soft Goat Inn.
Salt Goat Inn.
Soft Goat.
Why is it soft?
I don't know.
Oh,
Going to find out.
The road is fairly muddy. from a lot of frequent rain, you guys are kind of in springtime. But as you get deeper into the town, you notice a lot of a mixture of wooden and like stone thatch housing, stuff like that. You can tell it is a pretty well populated town, but not overly. I mean, it's
So
still
this is the town before Hrueset?
no. This
right?
is Hrueset. This is Hrueset.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. You're in it. If you ask the Jarek about it, there's about 4,000 people living in this town. If you turn the corner, there is a temple of some faith on your right. Is anybody making any comments about stops or inns or places to stop?
I'm enjoying my view from up there, while the others have to walk like peasants.
So, Lyra, as you get in closer, Gabi pulls his hood further over, like really kind of disappears into his cloak and hood. You guys, you make the southern turn, and it's paved. It's not the best paved cobblestone road some of you have ever seen. Definitely, Lyra has definitely seen much nicer. But it's functional. It's functional indeed. And traveling down Main Street it is bustling, mostly humans. There are some halflings, a few gnomes, very very rare sight of dwarves or elves. In fact, a number of people kind of give Pyle a look over, like he's unusual looking. You notice a variety of shops. You notice a blacksmith and all sorts of just about everything you can think of. But as you're approaching the town square, you notice a very large wooden sign, but in big red letters. But on top of it, you notice a very large outline of a wood carved squirrel, a red squirrel, and the text below it reads "The Red Squirrel Inn." And Jerry's like, there it is. That's the inn that we're going to. It is the best inn within 200 miles here, I've heard. It's expensive, but I've heard the stories are worth it. So he pulls the wagon up in front of the inn. He's like, well, he looks at all of his new companions. He's like, you've done your job very well. He says it's time to pay all of you, and he digs into his purse and he starts paying out 10 gold for each of you. And for anybody balks, what?
He promised 20 apiece.
Okay, 20 it is. And you have to realize 20 is ridiculously overpriced.
Oh, yes, it is. But Lyra will be fucked if she's going to get shorted by what she was promised.
He kind of looks like, fine, 20s, I don't care. And he starts handing out, kind of like getting a shower of gold to everybody.
Yay.
Only kind of golden shower Lyra's
Is it going to
into.
do it like this?
Yeah.
So what you were just saying, though, is that if it was 10 gold, it would make her holler. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey!
I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes.
He looks at all. He's like, hey, let me buy you all a round of drinks. He says, here in this inn, I've heard they have very good drink, and it's owned by a famed adventurer. He's retired now, but I heard that he cut his teeth during the Winter Dark Wars, and now he runs this inn. They call him Clint Red Squirrel Jenkins.
Oh.
Are we awing over the dog or?
No, I'm awing over Clint.
And the red squirrel.
Yeah.
Better than red chicken.
Jenkins.
Better than
Probably
chicken.
Chicken somewhere.
Yeah. He's like, join me. He says, I will be staying here for the duration for my stay. I don't know. I might stay here a week. I might stay here a month. I might stay here a year. I don't know. But while I'm here, come check with me. I may need your services again. And he hops out of the wagon, drops down to the ground, and waves at you. And he turns and he heads into the building without really checking to see if you're following or not. What do you guys do?
Free booze.
Yep.
the cleric kind of looks around and it's like, well, let's not forget but we do have business here. We should attend to that business sometime. But
After the
first,
free booze.
he's like, fine, whatever.
What's your name anyway?
Who you asking?
The cleric.
The cleric. He's like, oh. He kind of laughs. He says, finally, I was wondering how long it would take you to ask. He says, my name is Osmond Finch. What's your name? I don't know if I remember. Blessings upon thee. And he moves past you into the tavern or inn. So y'all go into the inn.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you follow the cleric into the inn, and when you get in there, you realize that Jarek's waxing about the inn was not bullshit. It is clearly the creme de la creme, probably because all the furnishings are top notch, and it is lavishly decorated with all kinds of. We got a first time viewer. Hello, she's
No.
what? No, what?
That is a spam bot.
Okay, 500 XP to the mod on the job. Anyway, you notice a lot of things that are hanging on the walls, stuffed animals, taxidermy. There's a taxidermy chicken, of course. There are other creatures, large and small, a couple orc skulls, just about anything you can think of. And then you see in the middle of the room, sitting up on a tarred bar stool, a man with one eye, receding hairline, graying ginger hair, and nice eye patch. And he had all these people are sitting around him, just hanging on every single word he's uttered. He's telling some outlandish tale about slaying a dragon.
Oh my god!
He's like, there we were. It was at the end of the Winter Dark Wars.
Oh boy.
Everybody in the party had been slain, but me. And I was.
I am going to look at our, companion that we just came in with, and say, does he smell like he's killed a dragon?
He kind of gives you a side eye. He's like, he does. And he proceeds to the bar.
How can you even smell that? That's nonsense.
Gabi snickers under his hood. And he side eyes Lear while he's doing this. But he's regaling everybody his tale about how he was the last one in his party fighting this evil dragon that was in the service of the Horned God himself. And then he talks about I slayed him, and that's where this came out. And he pulls out this huge dragon tooth. I took this memento.
Oh, he found a whalebone. Great.
And then he pulls out a dagger that is made from the tooth of another tooth of the dragon. It's like 2 mementos in race. Whether or not he's telling the truth, who the hell knows? But what do you guys do?
I'm gonna roll my eyes at this nonsense and go and look for a drink.
Yeah, I'm
Because-
just going up to the bar. I'm just.
Who wants to be standing like relatively close together, flanking Jarek?
If one is blue and there's one is there.
Yeah, I will.
Is that
Sure.
the dude we're supposed to be following?
Yeah,
No,
Barbera.
not too close.
he's gonna
Barbera
throw
will
his,
probably be pretty close, but Lyra
he,
won't.
he throws his arms around both of you and pulls you in towards the bar. He's like, I need a round of drinks for all of my friends. And are you hungry? I'm hungry.
Or hibernating.
Food for
Hey,
him.
if he's buying, I'm hungry.
Feed him. And there's a young blonde girl standing at the bar. It's like,
Or hibernating over there. I'll show you next.
okay. It's like, you do know it's expensive here, right?
Pick that up.
But he's like, whatever. I don't care. They have done very good work. And so you guys can start taking seats and
I want to look at the same space.
get your drink on, a bit of food. And it's about 1 in the afternoon local time.
Mhm.
So when that tank blew up, I really had weapons, but like I never touched those guns once.
You guys doing anything of real interest?
Besides eating and drinking.
Are you listening in?
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
be.
Lyra definitely is. And she's also watching our buddy to see how he reacts to things. Because
He's just totally highly animated, and at one point you see he's talking to Sir Jenkins and making arrangements, and then you see him passing coin to some hardy looking men, and within about 10-15 minutes you start seeing them bring in all the crap from the wagon and taking it upstairs. As you're sitting there, you are you listening for rumors?
sure.
One of the rumors you hear about Count Hal that you already know is the count of this realm or these holdings. Rumor has it that he has an extensive collection of intriguing erotic tapestries and paraphernalia.
I'm sorry.
Much of
Yeah, we
Erotic.
detected that.
erotic tapestries and paraphernalia.
Okay.
Much of it imported from Evanon, which Lyra could probably like. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Just want to make sure you meant to say erotic and not exotic.
He also has erotic spices too.
Oh my.
Pyle overhears some talk about
So he has
Ru-
catnip.
yeah. You hear that rumors that an outlying farm was supposedly raided by goblins within the last week or so. But you just came through there. But some of the guys are like, that's nonsense. There's no goblins this close to Hrueset. And all you can see is Gabi has found a dark corner, and you just see this drink just disappear into the darkness of his hood.
We are in circle. I'll take it towards it.
Roll. If you sit there a little bit longer, you also hear rumors that someone in the count's court is having an affair, and somebody even floats the rumor that they believe that Lord Hal is in fact a werewolf.
And then we just came up here.
Gee, what gives them that idea?
Just
Right.
because you didn't shave for one day. Jeez.
Oh Lord.
By the way, my bounty was
Tyler.
No, he's not a werewolf. His advisor is a werewolf. His name is Morgan Freeman.
You guys polish off your round of drinking your food. What do you do then? You've been there about an hour. And do you remember you have two things you need to see to in town. One, you have that signet ring that will get you payment for slaying Gretsnack. And then
Where's the person we're supposed to see about that?
the Earl just pretty much told you that you need to find somebody. The Count Hal would probably see to it. How you get to him, you don't know.
Well, he's probably in the fortress.
Well, our travel companion seems to know him, so ask our travel companion if he can arrange an introduction.
Jared's like, I only know of him. He's like, I read books. I read lots of books. Do you read? You should read. If you read, you'd be a lot smarter than you already are. But
Rude.
not
I read just
rude.
fine, thank you.
He's like, I'm just saying you're smart, but you could be smarter. We could all be smart. I could be smarter. That's why I collect all this crap.
You can be quite smarter by watching your smart mouth.
I'm sorry. And he kind of shrinks it down. It's like I meant no offense. Don't be so touchy. People from the West are touchy folk, aren't you?
And I'll nudge him. Like, yeah, she reads plenty anyways. You should see her little erotica collection.
It's mostly goblin porn.
He looks at you like, I don't know. Ask the Bart. Ask the man. He points at the Jenkins. It's like maybe he knows. I don't know. I'm trying to make arrangements here, so I have somewhere to stay.
Well, it was nice traveling with you. And she's gonna go up and ask the bartender.
Come
you know,
again. Strange man, says Gabi.
She's gonna ask the bartender about possibly arranging a
He comes and looks at you with his one good eye. He's like, and why would you need to see the Count? The Count is a busy man. He only reserves his time for important people who do things. Have you done anything? He looks at you always says, are you adventurers? Want to be adventurers?
Hold out the ring. We need payment for this.
He snatches it from you. And he looks at it with one eye. He's like, and he licks it. And he hands it back to you. He's like, that is probably a ring that'd be interested in. Where'd you get that ring from?
Whatever the fuck the name of the town was.
Malforton? And he kind of like, are you the ones that slayed the Gritsnack the Bold?
Yes, I am.
We
You hear
are
shit from the shadows.
We did. Do I need to bring up the cucumber again?
The man raises one brow over his eye patch. He's like, I'm not sure if I want to hear all of this story. I mean, some of my stories can be rather raunchy, but they don't involve cucumbers and orphancies. I presume that's
The
where
little
you're
one
going.
has quite an affinity for cucumbers.
I did not need to know that.
But now you do.
He's like, He says, the rumor mill, the grapevine travels fast. We have heard all about a group of adventurers who went and slayed the bold knoll. He was quite a problem for those people. And, if it'd been left unchecked, it could have been a problem for the people here. He says, honestly, I would have loved to have went out and slain him myself, but arthritis is bad in these old knees. You'll know how it is someday. He's like, I would go to the main gate of the manor house and declare yourselves. You show that ring to the gate guards, and they will usher you right in, I'm sure, and mention that you were the ones who slayed Gritsnack the Bold, because even the Count has heard your story, heard of you.
How?
He is well informed. You're in his realm.
Okay. Are we getting set up for something? This guy's just a little too enthusiastic. Like,
have you ever met Clint?
Not really. But enough. Yes, you have a point.
All right, well, let's gather up our package gnome and...
I'm not packaged, you son of a...
Gabby looks at Larry and says, I might stay here and keep drinking. Might not be best to go in with lots of armed men that don't like goblins.
Well, identify yourself as a fairy princess and you'll be fine.
He just needs a kiss. Yes, go there and tell him you need a kiss and then you can turn back into a normal human. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Says, whatever, I'll go.
Kiss the goblin, kiss the goblin.
So do you guys fall out?
Yeah.
You guys fall out. You round that quarter there, and you notice a small little gatehouse. The walls aren't very tall. They're maybe 15, 20 foot at the most. And it's just a real basic, manor house with a bit of defensive works. Up ahead, though, you notice right here, there is a very, very large sign. And atop the sign is a silhouette of a short-looking being that looks oddly like a gnome with a pointy like wizard's hat. And in the sign below it says Wilhelm's Emporium of Magical Wonders. But the gate's up there, and there's a couple of guards standing there looking rather bored. Roll for initiative.
Go to the guards. I'm going to take the lead of the party.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Do it!
I'm not going to attack anyone. I'm just going to take the lead and lead them towards the guards.
Well, that's how wars start right there when the gnome takes the lead, so I'm all for it.
I'll just be shaking my head and stepping towards the back of the group.
As you approach, one of them looks like, is that one of Wilhelm Wilhelm's apprentices? Oh, I don't know.
Oh boy. Oh, is it going to be like in the Holy Grail? It goes when you see Fizzlespank walk up, and then it goes when you see him back again, walk forward, and it repeats like 6 times. The guards just stand there.
Yeah.
And suddenly he stands in front of them.
Yeah, pretty much. So you make it up to the guards. You're standing there with their pikes. And they look down at your desk. What can we do for you, Master Gnome?
You can announce to the count that Sir Fizzlespank and his retinue have arrived.
They look at each other like, all due respect, but who the hell is Sir Fizzlespank?
I am, of course, you.
Oh, Lyra's
blithering-
gonna bust up laughing her ass off.
Oh my god. In what business could a gnome of your stature, the guard looks at him like, yeah, you see what I did there? Your stature have to do with Lord Pringus. He is a very busy man.
Lord Dingus?
No, Pringus.
You can inform him that I have slain the Grisnak. Minion.
That
Do the thing.
immediately changed their attitudes. You are the party that is slayed Grisnak the Bold?
Yes. And we can prove it.
How? You don't have his head anymore.
No, but we have the ring.
Oh, fair point. I was like, I want to seem polite. I have rotted no head. Like, how do we not smell that?
Well, we are traveling with a gnome.
They kind of look the party over, and then they look at Gabi, and it's like they notice a little bit of the green skin. He's like, "Is that another one of your gnomes? One of you gnomes?"
He got into some dye.
He's like, "Yes, die, die." They
He
look
was
at each
hit by a spell and turned into this hideous thing.
other. Who wants to roll a charisma check?
Yeah, I don't want to do that because my charisma is like shit.
I will. Sheet. Well, I'm just not bad, but whatever.
Both mine are the same, so what's yours?
A 12.
Oh well, that's
Yeah,
what mine are.
but yours is second. No, yours is more like a 15.
12 plus.
No. How do you try to convince them?
Oh, it's actually like a 14.
More like a 15. Base, you had to get 15 or higher.
Oh. We're trying to convince that Gabo is actually
Not a goblin.
Not a goblin. Well, you would have had to met his mother. And then you would understand the predicament that he's been in. And
Lyra is going to chime in as well.
Okay.
And
Got
a
her
little
Christmas worth.
persuasion. It's a 12, but she's
No,
got
it's
persuasion.
but the problem is as a territory attribute, your base.
It's
is
not a primary, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even primary or secondary. But tell me,
Well,
convince me, and then I can bestow you pluses. How you can influence them? What are you going to tell them? Spin me some bullshit.
well, see, he grew up with a very poor mother, and she's very questionable in her decisions, and she took in laundry, but sometimes it wasn't the best quality cloth, and she would try to dye them other colors, and well, she tried to hide him a pile of laundry one time, and she pissed off a wizard at the same time.
Oh boy.
So yeah.
Roll me.
yeah, like I said, if you knew about his mother.
I rolled a 10.
Oh man. No, I want to try to.
No.
No. They look like his mother put him through the laundry. And why is he green?
Because she dyed all her laundry green. I don't know why she did it. She was crazy. That's why I
What if it's
rescued the poor child.
What is Fizz? Is Fizz adding to this?
Let's see. I can do it with a chance. I do.
Yes, Barry, you really do.
No, he is not a he. He's a dwarven princess who got hit by a spell as we defeated the mighty enemy of Grisnak. There was a mage there too, and he just cast a stupid spell, and our friend here was hit and turned into this thing. Maybe you should kiss him. Maybe he turns back.
No. That's fine. You can no take your poor friend in there. That's most unfortunate. And they leave. Oh my God! Look how fucking ugly he is, or she is. I don't know. He's like, God damn. Like you may go. He yells back. Somebody go get Gunther.
It's like straight out of Walmart's.
They make room for you, and you pass through the fortified doors. It's like just go through there, and somebody will be there to meet you.
All right, follow me.
Following.
You guys pass through the fortified gatehouse. Words they come slow in these olden days. You pass through there and out into the courtyard. The courtyard is paved, and there are lots of flower beds, and it's just very pretty and very well maintained, very lavish. And about that time, you see a fairly tall, well-built man in plate armor approaching with a sword, but you notice he has a bit of a limp. This guy, he approaches and he looks you all over, and you can tell he's probably judging you just a little bit, which means a lot. It's like, are you the rebel that? I mean, the adventurers. He kind of rolls his eyes. That have asked to meet with Lord Hal.
Yes. And you will watch me off. I'm Sir Fizzlespank.
Then why have I never heard of you, Sir Fizzlespank?
I have never heard of you, Sir whatever.
He says, he starts looking around and says, has anybody heard of Sir Fizzlespank? Sir Fizzlespank, right here, Sir Fizzlespank. Silence.
Nope, never heard of him.
Then he's like, no, everybody here knows who I am, but clearly none of us know who you are.
Well, if you would come to where I come from, nobody would know who you are.
That is debatable. I am known in many lands for my combat prowess.
Is that why you have a limb? Because you're such a good fighter?
It was an extraordinarily difficult battle.
So
Getting your pants on, huh?
Lyra's going to slip Barbara the ring, and Barbara, because she could tell Barbara is getting kind of pissed off. This guy's mocking her little teddy bear.
And then
Barbara is going to stand full height, walk up to this other man. Are you always so rude and vulgar to people who approach you?
He looks at you, and you can tell his gaze kind of wanders to her hair, to her chest, and he's like, only to the unattractive ones. You are most welcome here.
You are not welcome here.
Oh boy. Yeah, her eyes are up there, not up there. And I'm like,
And she's going to pat Fizzlespank on the head.
crossing my arms.
He says, my name is Sir Gunther. I am actually a knight, unlike this gnome. And
I
who
thought
might you
knights
be?
had manners.
You should see when I don't have manners. And who are you, my dear?
Are you the one who's going to pay us, or are you just here to run your mouth?
He growls a little bit. He says, I pay no one, especially women.
Fantastic.
They give everything to
Move
they
on
give
then.
they give everything to me for free. It's like,
Lift him up
But-
and put him off the way.
Steward Lockhart will wish to speak with you. You're the ones who slayed the Noel Grisnack. Is that how I understand it?
Correct.
So the stories of gnolls and goblins and things in that region are true.
Not any longer.
And kind of, he looks concerned, but kind of maybe doubtful. He's like, "Whatever, follow me." And he turns and starts leading you towards the manor house.
I follow.
He leads you in for a side door.
What an ass.
Yeah, what an ass! He leads you down a short hallway and into a small, for another store, and into a study where you find a man standing over a desk. He's a bald man with a big mustache,
Fantastic.
with a large mustache. You can tell he's
He looks like he handles money.
you can tell he's clearly in his 70s, and he is definitely a man of a certain stature, and he's refined in the way he holds and carries himself, and he seems to have a very nice demeanor. It's like, "What is it, Sir Gunther? I'm busy here. What do you need?" And he looks at him, and he bows a little bit, and he gestures to the party, and he says, "Steward Lockhart, sir, these are the ones that slayed the Noel Grisnack." And his eyes light up a little bit. He says, Really? You're the ones that we've been hearing stories of?"
Yes.
And he waves Gunther away. He says, You're dismissed. Y'all come in. Please come into my study."
All right.
All this, like, "Oh, it's you," is making Lyra really nervous.
Small town gossip.
She's just like, this seems a little over extravagant. Like, she's looking for ambush, like traps.
You don't notice anything off-putting. The only thing you do notice that the interior of this manor is lavishly decorated, like kind of overly so compared to the rest of the town. It's like you think maybe somebody's misappropriating funds, maybe kind of like that. He's like, "Please come and tell me your story."
Well, I do believe the gnome is the best for storytelling. Barbara speaking. But here is what we were told to present to you. She's
Right.
going to hand out the ring.
He recognizes the ring and holds it, and he examines it a little bit, and he says, "You received this from
Whatever the fuck his name was.
Earl the Huskin?"
Yes.
Sure.
He's like, "Good." He hands it back to you. It's like, I was able to convince Count House some months ago to contribute a bounty to this problem. The lords of New Enoch did not see this as a problem. In fact, most people do not believe that there are goblins or gnolls or any foul creatures crossing the river. They think they saw, well,
Well, that would be
East of here.
wrong.
really, tell me, what have you found? And have you found any other encounters along your way? And you have.
Yes.
It's like,
Goblins and gnolls and kobolds working together.
And highwaymen and
an ogre.
Right.
yeah.
He says, "Yes, I am aware that there are ogres much closer to our holdings than some would acknowledge. In fact, that is why Sir Gunther is has a little bit of a limp. He fought off one with some mercenaries that he hired from a local tavern, including a very shiny half orc. and a very angry dwarf that couldn't hit anybody.
Shiny half. I don't even want to know.
Yep.
Yeah, you might meet him someday. Vogmag the Hammer. He's like,
Yep.
all-
Barbarian who wears only a loincloth, but he gets oiled up.
all over. Man, he's like, yeah, there are many threats that are coming closer and closer to our holdings, but I wish you to present your story to Lord Hal. He will like to hear, but I would like you to really emphasize the many things, the dangers that you've seen this side of the rivers. Yes, see, Barrett had his own half orc that was in a one shot, and Vorkmark is probably somewhere still in town.
Yep.
He says, no, he oils himself up, so he's listening.
Gross.
He's like a bodybuilder.
Baby oil made from real authentic babies.
Probably.
Human babies only.
He's like, I want you to emphasize that the dangers that you've encountered. Tell him all the details, and he needs to hear these things for himself. You can tell that
Oh,
he's troubled.
don't worry. We won't have to embellish anything. Our gnome will do it all for us.
He's like, no, don't embellish. I mean, keep it realistic. Don't lie, but please communicate the threat. And you can tell he's very concerned about something.
Oh boy.
He's like, will you do that for me? And I will.
Of course, Fish is completely oblivious to that.
He's just like, I get to tell a story.
Yeah, I defeated the no.
Gobby's just sort of like, and you hear the audible.
I'm going to have every guard in the fucking place kiss Gobby to try and turn him back into a dwarven princess. Just wait. He's gonna kill himself afterwards.
He's like, the count. He is in the count. How would that be considered a throne room?
Yeah,
I guess the throne room.
of kinds. Yeah.
Whatever. He's like, please follow me. He is
Great Hall or some
the
shit,
Great Hall.
maybe.
Yes, come with me to the Great Hall. And he gets up and moves around the desk. He says, and don't worry, I will ensure that you're well paid for your efforts.
Pay is always good.
He goes out around the you guys and leads you back up in the hallway. Do you follow?
Yes.
Yeah.
At least I will.
So you come out of a side door into a great hall that is lined with these great carved pillars that have all these relief cuts of various scenes, and the floor is like black and white marble checkered shit, and there's these lavish tapestries on the walls, and it's just like, it's kind of strange. I mean, it's something you might expect in a larger keep, but there are a number of people milling around in the Great Hall. I clear my throat, and he steps out into the center of the room. There's a nice red carpet, of course, going up to the matching thrones, and there's a jester dancing. But atop the little platform, you see two people seated up there. One of them is it's hard to get a good idea of how tall he is, but until he is most definitely a middle-aged man who has a receding hairline. He has gingered hair, a little stubby beard, and he is sitting there reportedly watching the antics of the jester. Next to him is a woman, and she has blonde but graying hair, and she's sitting there twirling her wand, and both of them kind of look a little bit. She definitely looks kind of. She looks like somebody who would definitely be looking down her nose at people. She looks like she's probably in her early 40s, and she just looks very bored. Who wants to roll a perception check?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Let's go with Lyra first.
18 plus I don't know what.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's easy. So, as she's kind of sizing him up, she notices when Gunther, the one you encountered before, he walks up there and he goes up and he takes a position beside the count. As he does, you notice the lady looking him over the eyes. There's some sort of spark there between them as he goes and takes the position. As you approach, there is Lord Hal Pringus and Liliana Pringus, lady. You guys get up there, and you're being led by the steward, and the steward says, Zoc sounds like a siege tank when she rolls that 20-sider. You could knock out a Russian tank with that thing, which isn't saying much. But he approaches and says, Lord Hal, may I present the Slayers of Grutznak the Bull? And he kind of does that kind of pull away, bow, arm gesture thing. I presume that the gnome is in the lead.
Yep.
Which name? The Count is Count Hal Pringus.
Does he make chips?
He may. And there's Lady Liana Pringus too.
Lots and lots of chips.
Fuck off. Stop judging me.
Late.
The Count rises and he dismisses, be away, fool, be away. And he says, you're the ones I've heard stories of?
Yes.
Really? Tell me all about it.
Oh boy. Well, you see.
We're also gonna need some more water.
Wait. Let's have a great look because I'm thinking something.
Oh dear God.
Do 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 do.
Yeah, this is.
I cannot wait for the epic amount of bullshit that is about to be spewed.
Gabi hides
Oh.
Gabi hides behind a pillar. It's like his butt. His little
What is
green
this thing
butthole.
called? I forgot.
Oh crap! I forgot to give the gnome something from Jarrett. God
The
dang
bee
it.
spells.
The bees. We'll handle that in a minute, a little bit later.
H. Why am I still on HG?
He's like,
Okay.
I'm waiting, Mr. Gnome.
What's that thing called?
Someone get someone to help him read.
I need a minion who carries this shit for me and opens it whenever I need it.
I guess you left Menelaus behind. He's recovering.
He's useless, the boy.
Well, he did get shot with the arrow with like a natural 20 that almost killed him.
Well, he should have ducked better.
God.
Okay. I need to close this stupid thing again.
Hey, Thor.
Well, I'm on the wrong tab. That's brilliant. Well, you see, we came to slay the Grisnak, which some people call something different. I'm looking at the elf for a moment because he calls him. What did he call him? Richard. That had nothing to do with Grisnak. And we had to fight through waves of his minions, hundreds of them, goblins and gnolls and kobolds, all working together.
Don't forget the giant spider.
I was thinking the same thing.
No, the giant spider. You murdered the spider. I was about to make it our friend, and you killed it.
Hal looks very confused, but the lady.
Spider was dead before Lyra got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the others
Hmm.
tried to kill it because they're bad people. at the end of the day.
She's kind of sitting there with one arm kind of like. But Hal's literally confused. He's like, so you killed.
Forget the spider. The spider doesn't matter. There was no spider. And we had to fight them.
There was a spider! Gavi. There was a spider!
Until we came to Grisnek's throne room, and I'm going to do something.
He's gonna whip his cucumber out.
I still have one.
That's how you can make friends. Just saying.
I am going to cast Ghost Sounds, which give us a very heroic soundtrack. You know, John Williams style. And I'm going to put some dancing lights up there for better illumination. And then I'm going to cast, because I'm a complete fucking asshole, I'm going to cast a silent image of Grisnek, except he's going to look like twice the size that he actually was. And I'm going to demonstrate how
theater.
Yep. With the heroic music and the lighting and the twice the size Grisnek just stomping around because he can. And me with my shitty club. Wait, I don't have the club anymore. I have an axe now.
You pull out a stick you found on the side of the road.
But I'm going to use the... I'm pretty sure I just have the axe handle at this point because axes are heavy. And I'm not a dwarf. What the fuck am I doing with an axe? And I reenact how I, the great Fizzlespank, slayed Grisnek by whacking him in the balls.
Roll initiative.
I completely leave out everything else.
Do you warn him that this is an illusion before you cast it?
No. I expect him to be intelligent enough to realize that this is probably a bad idea, but I don't care.
Lyra's entertained.
And this is how I defeated him. We're conveniently leaving out the mages and the guy.
Barbera thinks he's just a genius storyteller.
Oh, yes, and there was this guy who wanted to be resurrected, but we killed him too.
What?
Yeah, there was this guy, remember?
What guy?
The resurrection guy, the bad dude that we killed, that with the sacrifice that I killed.
Yeah, I just didn't catch what you said. It's like, wait, what?
I pity I don't have that spell with the dragon anymore. Because I could turn myself into a dragon and just bite the thing. But...
Oh, dear. The Count fails his saving throw, and he sees this large pop into existence. And he's like, ah! He hides behind the throne.
I don't care. I just keep talking.
Lady Liana kind of looks around, and she's like, what? Gunther, when his lord goes to hide, his hand goes for his sword, but then he makes this every, and he's kind of stepped back, and the Stuart Lockhart runs back to him. He's like, your lord, it's an illusion. It's fine. It shouldn't hurt you unless you let it. It's fine. He's like, are you sure it's okay? Look how big it is. Look at the drool.
Imagine the illusion kills him. Would be hilarious.
I did say, you guys could have a chance of toppling his power. Not like this, but
Hi.
Lady Liana's like, continue with your show, Mr. Gnome. And she's like,
and I continue with the show.
She gives you a smile in those eyes that you cannot miss, Fizzlespank.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
I'm going to pull the cucumber.
Where do you pull it from?
Wherever I have it stored, I don't remember.
Think about it. No, I want you to think long and hard based reactions here.
Long and hard, yeah.
Are we doing phrasing?
No, phrasing went right out the window a long time ago.
You hear up from Fizzles from the goblin. Okay, you whip. How do you pull it? Do you pull out quick or do you pull out slow?
I'm going to do it slowly.
So Bear, is he looking at Lady Liana?
Yeah.
She's like, as you pull out slow, she's like, and she smiles again at you.
Oh God.
Well, we're going to be making the night all jealous now.
And the finishing blow is with the cucumber, because the cucumber helped us defeat the thing.
So she's watching all this intently. The Lord, he's still kind of behind his chair, like, oh, this is so scary. Oh boy, you know. So you go through the whole thing of how you kill
Yep.
how you kill Gritsnack.
Yes, I killed Fizzlesbank kills Fizzlesbank. Plot twist, it was him all along.
Dun dun dun! Fizzlespank was actually dead, but he's now possessed by the high priest of
Cucumber.
Yep.
Yeah, same thing. Do you go into about the high priest that was resurrected?
Yes, I'm going to mention that too, in passing a bit. And how I slayed him as well.
As you get to that part, Finch goes, bullshit! And he steps forward. If you will allow me, my lord, my lady, that is more or less what happened. But Gritsnack was attempting to resurrect the spirit of one of Uncle Lord's high priest at that temple. And for reasons we need not get into, and he gives a dirty go to hell look to the gnome. He says the priest was half resurrected. The priest, then Gareth Kine, but we slayed him. And at that point, he pulls up from his pack a bag and jingles it, and you can hear the bones jingling in there. But we took care of him too.
Yes, I did.
And Liana's like, oh, what most impressive specimen, since he smiles at all the men. And she says, I am most impressed, Master Gnome. You are a very impressive warrior for your young, virile age, girl.
And what can I say? We gnomes are very good at this.
I've heard gnomes are very good at a lot of things.
Oh yes.
The Lord is the illusion still illusioning.
It's going to fade out soon.
So when it fades out, the Lord Hal finally comes from behind his chair. He's like, "Oh, that's you all tell that you are
yes.
very heroic. We have heard the stories, but we had no idea that you encountered such horrors, and a spider too. Oh my!" He looks really confused. He's like, well, I'm glad those things are very far away and not anywhere near here.
And of course.
Or breathing. But
Is anybody correct? The steward's kind of standing there behind him, kind of doing the eye thing, like.
Barbara will be, well, actually, we ran into more stuff on our journey here.
He's like, oh dear girl, that is impossible. Our roads are most secure. Everything west of Mount Thornton is safe. Are you sure?
That we ran across twice as big a Gritsnack.
He kind of looks confused, and at that point, Gunther.
So if I had silent image still, I could make the ogre, but it would be like so big it wouldn't fit into the room.
And you blew your load already.
Yep.
Gunther's like, Lord Hal, this is as I told you, there are ogres in our woods.
And just over the river, a couple days journey, there's an area of forest that has been flattened.
What do you mean? At that point, Leon is like, what do you mean flattened? And it's more poisoned looking than flattened. Dead.
Have you ever been around when the menfolk get things that go boom and want to go blow up tree trunks?
My dear, I cannot say that I have, but it sounds fascinating.
It looks like that on a much larger scale than poison.
She nods like she's really considering your words. She says, "How interesting. We should chat about this more."
I wouldn't be the best source. However, whatever the fuck the not a dragon dude's name that we came into town with, he's staying at an inn, and he would have more information on that, I believe.
Fascinating. I will keep that in mind. At that point, Lord Howe's like, well, you should be rewarded for your heroic deeds. Did Earl Huskin, did he reward you properly? Did he give you a hero's welcome?
Did you?
I think so. He did, didn't he?
I mean, he kind of gave you some freebies. He didn't pay you shit, other than for finding the traitors in the village.
Yeah, he just didn't go overboard about it or anything.
Well, I mean, he gave us a ring and told us to come here and report, and we'd get our reward here.
Is the ring? Do you present the ring?
Yes.
He takes the ring and says, "Oh my! yes. This ring is easily worth 250 gold, easy." He's like, "I will make it so."
Yes.
Huh?
Nothing.
Captain Pringles.
Does anybody add anything? Does anybody challenge him when he says 250 gold?
Should we?
I don't know. You bunch of con artists. He actually promised 1,000 gold. Time's passed.
I mean, we've been massively overpaid by the other guy, so at this point, like,
Not gonna push it. It's like, I would like to have you offer dinner, a banquet. Yes, a banquet tonight. You will be our guest of honor.
Excellent.
we would be most honored.
Good.
And would also be very honored if you would guide us to good lodgings for the night.
He says, "Well, the best lodge. Everybody knows the best lodgings in this town are the Red Squirrel Inn. But if that is more expensive, then if it's he's like he's searching for the words.
That is far too lavish for our taste.
He's like the Soft Goat Inn is a good choice. They tell me. I don't know, Stuart Lockhart. You mix with the common people. What are good lodgings? He's like, that's not a bad inn, but the Dusty Maiden is a good middle of the road establishment. Stay away from the Dirty Orc Inn. Only riffraff hangs out there.
Well, of course.
Sounds like Gnome's usual place. Is it full of gnomes?
Which one?
The last one.
The
dirty something.
Orc.
The Dirty Orc Inn. He's like, no, you don't want to go to the Dirty Orc Inn. It is owned by Kendall Black. He is a nasty fellow. Only thing nastier than him is his rooms.
His what?
The rooms are nastier than he is.
Oh.
But the Dusty Maiden, the Soft Goat Inn, the food is very good at the Soft Goat Inn.
Why is it called Soft Goat?
I do not know, Mr. Gnome.
It's weird.
Very weird.
He said, I would not name it in that myself, but you live in strange lands. But please, make yourselves at home. And Lord Hattie says, well, just find the accommodations, and I will make sure you are summoned to the manor for dinner tonight. He's like, Usher them out. Get them paid.
He needs to go change his britches.
Yeah, he leaves, and Lady Liana goes to follow him, but as she does, she kind of does that lingering kind of finger caress thing across Fizzlesbank's shoulder. She says, "You and I must speak more later."
Yes, we shall.
I'm sure the conversation will go right over his head.
Well, I'm in a very good height position, so.
Oh dear. So Lockhart makes sure you guys get paid, and he ushers you out, pretty much, unless you guys have some other questions or whatever.
Nah.
So you're standing there outside. The Red Squirrel Inn is down there, where you just come from. There's the magic shop to the north. What do you guys do?
Magic shop.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. See if we can unload a few of the things that we have and see if we can find something of interest.
Yeah, you guys definitely have, I think, 3 or 4 magic items that you don't know what they are. You might have more or less, depending on whether or not Fizzlespank ever actually informed you guys that, you know, it was magical or not, because he's a shithead. So you guys enter through the dogs are losing their ever living shit tonight.
Yeah, they are.
One second. Very good. You guys enter through the tall reinforced double doors, and it is a very cramped but very expansive space. It is full of shelves with spell components, tomes. There's a few items here and there in glass cases. And then at the front counter, you see this half-orc sitting there with the red thing, red bandana thing around his forehead. He's just sitting there looking kind of boredly. He's looking through a book, and he just kind of lazily says, "Welcome to William's Emporium of Magical Wonders. I am Mongo. How may I help you?"
We're looking to get some items identified.
He looks at you and is like, "I could do that." And he reaches under the counter and he pulls out this brass eyepiece, kind of pulls it over. He says, "It'll be 150 gold for each item."
Do you give a bulk discount?
No.
How caught up are our gold on our character sheet?
It's accurate. Or yeah, it's accurate, except for the money that you got from Hal for
Okay.
250. Gobby kind of leans into there. It's like, "That is highway robbery. I would not take that."
Yeah, that seems really expensive.
Mongo here just says, "This eyepiece is expensive. It must pay for itself. Maybe you'd find some friends that could identify for less or for free. Otherwise, leave me alone."
Finding someone else to do it for free or for less sounds good to me.
I want to speak with the manager.
He's like, "Wilhelm the Magnificent is currently indisposed right now. I am the manager. What do you want?"
Why is he indisposed?
He has many important, magnificent things to do. And he's like very monotone voice. Just,
Are you a living person?
"I am an half-orc. What are you?" So there are glass.
I am very tempted to charge him because
He is very big.
So was Kresnak. And I defeated him.
Well, so he's sitting right here, and flanking him are these glass display cases, and there are various artifacts and trinkets, and then there's an amulet in one of them, and Gobby's kind of hanging over that. He says,
What is that? That amulet! I want to see it! Show it to me! Show it to me!
Whoa.
Mongo turns really slowly. He says, what does the angry one want?
See your fucking amulet.
God, hold on, guys.
Backstab him. Blend into the shadows and backstab him.
I might.
Get it over
Steal
with.
his copper bronze eyepiece and
Mm-hmm.
then if I ship myself or something.
Okay.
This thing does have
Rolled
some-
really nicely. Okay, so no, the orc kind of looks at the hooded creature, and he looks at it. It's like, what does he want?
I want to see this amulet!
You
Filthy creature.
mutters under his breath. He says, it's like, does anybody interject or any of this?
No.
He says,
Gobby wants to see an amulet. Gobby gets
I
to
want to
see an
see how
amulet.
this. I want to see what the goblin's gonna do.
He's like, I guarantee you, it has writing on the back that says Nax.
the half orc gives him a suspicious look. He says, you cannot see the amulet. Foul creature.
Says the half orc.
Mm-hmm.
You will show it to me. You will show it to me. You are thief. Thief. I know it, thief. That is my amulet. My amulet.
And if you look, you can see that the amulet, it's on a gold chain, and it's got like 3 pear-shaped facets, and on each facet is a different face. One looks like a dwarf, one looks like a human, and one looks like an elf. And it is a mix of precious metals.
Interesting.
I'll show it to him.
He unlocks the case and pulls it out and holds it up. He says, there, you can see it. There is no writing on it.
Pressa.
You lie. You lie.
He points at Barbara.
Show it to her. Wait a minute. She cannot read. Tolwyn, is there writing on it?
Is there?
He's like, the half orc. What of it? What of it? Says, it is ours now.
He says, God says, that is my amulet. I want my amulet back. You must. Where did you get it?
Some adventurers ventured it here long ago.
I want it back. It is mine. They stole it. They stole it from somewhere, and I want it back.
I'll ask, well, how much are you willing to sell this questionable amulet?
He looks at you. He's like, elf. There's nothing questionable about it. It is a very powerful and useful amulet of disguise. It is worth at least 1,000 gold.
Guy's like, ah!
What is an amulet of the sky supposed to do?
Disguise.
Oh,
Disguise.
disguise.
It does. You touched it in the head. It is one of before he can finish, guys.
It allows one to disguise itself as other races, as a dwarf or a human or as an elf. Ugh.
Why
It's
not?
mine. My name is on the back of it.
Well,
Lyra's gonna look at him. Your name's Max?
He says, "You never asked what my name is. It is Nax. Nax.
Next.
You never asked what the cleric's name was either."
Nobody asked what my name is either.
so if this amulet was yours, how did you lose it?
Cat, I will fuck you up.
She's
She
joking.
She went to bed.
Uh,
God,
that is funny.
pointing at Jesse. It's perfect.
Bear, I will fuck you up.
God, everything's backwards, so I'm like actually facing the opposite direction.
Gabi says,
It was. I lost it in Blacktooth Ridge, but it was mine. It's a long, complicated story. It is mine.
the orc kind of shrugs, like, that's your problem. And he,
Fight him for it.
Guys like, bite out your eyeballs.
Yes, fight.
what's Lyra saying about this?
She's thinking that eventually this guy's gonna get a little distracted, and it might not be too hard to pocket that.
He's putting it back in the case. He's like,
Either pay for it or leave me alone.
like, what are y'all doing here? Just annoying me. I'm trying to read my Scott Chip book.
Would you take anything and barter for it? Like any of these magical items that we do have, or a gnome slave or something.
He says magical items, maybe, but I'd have to identify him first. 150 gold apiece. And at that point, you hear some ruckus coming from the back and some little footsteps.
150 gold to identify an item is a ripoff.
He looks at you. He's like, you realize the spell components themselves are easily worth many times
You're
that.
not using spell components. You're using an item to help you identify.
And at that point, you
And-
hear, yes, my lady, but do you know how much that cost me in Evanon? Very, very much. And at that point, this guy comes around the corner. Another gnome.
Gnome supremacy, finally.
Yes, but that item is reusable.
But I still must make good on it.
And
cost
over
me-
time you will.
Yes, at 150 gold, I will recoup my investment fairly quickly. And he smiles and bows a little bit. He says, what trouble do we have here? My name is Wilhelm the Magnificent, the most magnificent illusionist of all these lands.
How about we pay for? See how many magic items do we have to get identified?
Let's see here. You guys have
Lyra and Barbara each
You have 4.
swords or
No.
weapons.
A dagger, a broadsword, 2 rings. As this is going on, is she standing in the forefront? Really?
Probably
Or is she
not
hiding?
like directly in front. She's probably off to a side somewhere.
Well, the Wilhelm is kind of like, tell me what is going on. The goblin turns. He says,
You have item that once belonged to me. Now you have it in display case, and I want it back. My name is on it.
he looks to the half orc. He says,
Is this true?
half orc kind of shrugs. Like, his name is apparently on it. The gnome kind of laughs. Aha! Oh Lord.
He's like, well, it was brought to us many years ago. And so how did you lose it? Did you lose it? He says, very long story.
I don't
Mine.
have time.
He's like, very difficult. Then he looks at Fizzlespank. He says, you look like you're the school of illusionism.
That is true.
Who might you be, young sir? And you can tell he is much, 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 much older than you.
Oh dear. I
Or quite a
am
bit.
sitting in a bad position. Ugh. I am Galileo Hilliard of Fizzlespank, the most intrepid, illustrious, imaginative, irreverent, inventive, inquiring, impressive, interfering, intriguing, insulting. Side look at the goblin. Instructive, interesting, important, immensely intelligent, inflammable, illuminated, and irritating
Inflammable?
illusionist. Inflammable. You will ever have the great honor of meeting. Yep.
Flammable.
Bear, give me a wisdom check, a non-intelligence check. +2.
Doo-doo-doo. Boink. That is remarkable
What the
shit.
fuck are you guys on?
Bear, roll a physical die on that shit. God.
Here.
15. plus
Fine,
2,
we'll take
17.
it. So when he declares himself in that, after you do that, he says, how do you do? I am Wilhelm the Magnificent.
Only the Magnificent?
You do recognize his name, though.
His name-o.
His name, I am Wilhelm the Fourth and the Magnificent. You know, you had heard of him and his exploits during your time at the Great School of Magic. You know that he fought for much of the Winter Dark War and made a bit of a name himself. I mean, he's not the greatest, most magnificent, illustrious illusionist, but he's done well for himself, and he has definitely.
Is he inflammable?
I don't want to find out. He has a fair amount of achievements to his name. He's like, it's a pleasure to meet you. Let's speak gnome to gnome. How do you say gnome to gnome? We'd like to speak gnome to gnome about this disagreement.
Yes.
He switches to gnomish and he says, why are you traveling with a goblin?
That's a long story.
It seems
We
there's a really
essentially
long-
picked him up as a pet. Basically, the thief did.
Oh, she liked little green men.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I don't want to know. She complains about cucumbers all the time. And then she has the bloody goblin. I mean,
He says, humans are strange. And he claims
Yeah.
that this necklace is his.
yes, he does.
Did
Apparently,
you know
his
this?
name is on it. But he never told us his name. And we never really asked either. I mean, he's a goblin. Would you ask his name? No.
No, I would not ask his name either. He's like, what does it mean to you to have this necklace?
If it makes the
How do you feel about this? Do you care one way or another? Or should I just have Mongo drop kick him out the door?
I would like to see him getting drop kicked out the door, but on the other hand, he has been useful for a goblin.
He's like, He's like,
There might be more to the goblin that he lets on.
Just really, you say that. Interesting. He kind of twirls his mustache as he's considering. What if I allowed you to have the necklace and you were all in my debt because you are the heroic adventurers who slayed Gritsnack, are you not? Word
Yes, we
travels
are.
fast in this town. I could use your help, but you will be in my debt. And if I need a favor of you, you will answer the call.
Seems agreeable, yes.
Ha ha! Then I think we have an agreement. He can have the amulet.
They don't understand anything.
Except Gobby. Gobby's like, yeah. He's like,
I
Are
basically
there-
just sold all of you out, but that's fine.
yeah. It's like, is there any other matters? Do you have any other services in my fine shop of wares?
Yes, we are in the need of having some magical items identified.
He told you 150 gold a piece.
Oh, yes. That seems a bit steep.
He kind of smirks. He says, I hear that you could ask Lady Liana to help identify him, but it'll only cost you in other ways. And he laughs and walks off, kind of turns his back and he looks at he notices Lyra at that point, and he walks over towards you like very intently. He's looking you over, but not so much you, but your cloak. He's like, and he goes to grab your cloak, like, you know how people do when they want to feel material.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stop him.
Yeah, she'll let him.
He grabs it and does that, and he pulls it to his nose, and he's like, my dear, where did you get this cloak?
What city am I from?
For a
Avanon.
book where it says.
Yeah. I got it while I was living in Lebanon.
Oh, the free city of Avanon. Oh, really, really. I'll offer you. I will identify your magic items and give you 2,000 gold for this cloak.
Absolutely not.
No, you slay me. I make you a generous offer. I make a generous offer. What? Is there sentimental value attached to it?
Wait. How can she barter if she doesn't wear a beard?
The fuck?
I was just thinking Life of Brian because your accent is so weird.
What the
The
fuck?
women all have to wear beards.
Oh,
to
yeah.
buy.
By the way, Bear, I'm going to give you a big chunk of XP for your description of the Battle of Gritsnack. By the way, you're going to be vastly rewarded. He's like, so I take that as a no. I offer you 5,000 gold.
Wow.
What does this cloak do again?
Like,
Allows
you.
me to be very sneaky.
He kind of smiles.
Yeah, she
He's like,
disappears in plain sight.
I take it you know not of the provenance of this cloak.
I know it is very useful to me.
He lets go of it. He's like, we should discuss that further. You should all join me someday by top my tower for dinner.
Yes, you should.
He's like, then we can discuss these supposed magic items. He's like, at most, you could either find
Marissa.
he says, you seem to be good folk. I will, if you give me 400 now, we will identify it, or think it over and it'll be 450. Maybe you'll find others to help identify your items. Or maybe we can trade it out at some other point. But that is my best offer.
I was kind of thinking 300 sounds much better.
He goes, ha ha, I'm sure it does.
Because I was thinking, yes, the 300 does sound much better, but also the fact that if we get to good service, we'll be more inclined to be bringing more to you.
He kind of shrugs. He's like, I already have much gold. I want to pay bills and sometimes get rid of the stuff that I no longer want or excess of. Mongo, throw the green one his amulet. Grudgingly, he throws it to, and then none of you realize what's going on here with that because you didn't hear a lick of it because they were talking in Gnomish. All you know, only the two gnomes and the goblin know what the hell's going on. And Gobby catches the amulet in midair and is like, thank you, magnificent illusionist. He bows deeply.
Ooh.
Wow, he can be polite.
even to a gnome. It's like, or we could discuss this further another day. You should stew upon it. I have things to do. I have places to go. I must speak with Count Hal. We have much in Lady Leon. We have much to discuss, as always. Always things going on. He waves. He says, "A good day," and he heads for the door.
We should find a mage school.
No,
It's
there's
a
not
level
in this
one
town.
spell, for fuck's sake.
I'm not a mage.
No, you're not. You're useless.
You know what though? You do have a level 1 mage in the party though.
Do we know this?
Yes, I mean he's the one that nearly got skewered by the arrow meant for Fizzlespank.
Are you talking about the kid?
Yep, he's like a level 2.
Would he know how to identify items?
You never asked.
Well, that's on Fizzlespank. It's his apprentice.
Do I look like I give a shit about the apprentice?
No, you don't.
I just have someone I can tell bullshit to. That's all he's good for.
Gabi's like, well, we could ask and come back later, perhaps. He says this in gnomish to the gnome. He's like, or you could pimp yourself out to Liliana.
Yeah, you're just jealous.
Not jealous. I don't like gray-headed blondes.
Yeah. You
Clearly
stick
you're-
to the weird shadow creatures. Like this one. I mean, this one.
It's like, clearly you like him, like the big tall blonde ones. Gestures to the Barbara.
Nothing wrong with that.
But you notice that then there are some potions too, and there are prices on them. They're quite expensive. It's like,
Of course they are.
yeah, because magic potions and shit are expensive. Period. What are you guys gonna do? You're gonna think about it, or go to middle anus, and
Middle one, Jesus.
The anus.
middle anus. Now I can't say it right because I've borked that in my head. Are you gonna go see if maybe he knows the spell? Maybe
Yeah.
get some accommodations.
Sure, why not?
So you guys gonna fall out?
Yeah.
The half orcs like,
Find somewhere that we can
come again.
keep our
Oh, we will.
Or we won't. We don't know.
Shut up.
find a good lodging where we can also keep the donkey.
Okay. So you guys come back to the Red Squirrel Inn, and they're still unloading the cart, and Jarek is standing outside, and he's like, "Oh, Master, no! I'm glad you came back. I have some things for you. I forgot that I had."
Is the cart bigger on the inside?
It might be. He's like, come here, and he pulls out a scroll and hands you a scroll. He says, "This is a school from illusionary magic. I think it may help you on your journeys."
Oh, most interesting.
You cast it, and you cast Mask of Bees upon your opponent, and they're all like, "Ah, bees! Bees are upon me!" It is fantastic, I hear.
Bees, you say?
Bees, yes, bees. So
Fascinating.
make it hard. I mean, can you imagine stabbing somebody when you're being going like, "Ah, bees"? It'd be very difficult, I imagine. I do not like to fight, so I do not know.
Hmm.
And
And Fizzlebank is getting ideas what he could do with that, or how he could change it.
Mask of Cucumbers.
Yeah, you get bombarded with cucumbers.
So he gives you that. Then he
Oh,
reaches.
thank you very much.
He reaches into a chest and pulls out this about a baseball-sized spear.
You mean sphere?
Sphere, yeah.
A
Said
sphere. Yeah, it sounded like spear to me too.
Yeah. I was like, a baseball sized spear?
That's
Don't make
weird.
fun of my
What?
accent, gosh darn it. So he hands you this metal sphere. It is a brass colored, but there are 3 rings around the central axis that are decorated in brass, copper, and silver leaves. And there's really strange, monstrous creatures and landscapes that you can't even imagine. It's all very strange. And if you move the rings, they make clicking sounds inside. And he says, Master Gnome, you are a wise and intelligent being, but this puzzle, this box, it radiates magic. It is more magic than the shadow orb that you have. I have not been able to find out what it is. Maybe you can unlock its secrets. He says, I wish you to have it.
Thank you.
What do you do? Do you try to solve it?
Not yet.
Okay. He's like, I will be here at the Red Squirrel Inn. Oh, will you be lodging here with me in the same building? Not in my own bed. Huh?
Yeah, you're not my type.
And at that point, he's like, when did you pick up the dwarf?
What dwarf?
You guys look behind you, and there's a dwarf just standing there, kind of looking like.
Oh, somebody kissed you finally.
Fuck off, gnome. Oh, fuck off, gnome.
It seems that no matter what you look like, nothing changes.
He's like, well, I can be found here.
Excellent.
I wish you all.
Me too.
So do you get your donkey and head to the other end?
Oh, I'm going to stay at the Red Squirrel. I'm not going to sleep in anything less than that.
So
the gnome
okay,
has standards.
The gnome's going to stay there. Where's everybody else going to sleep?
Somewhere less expensive.
Are you going to go to the Halfling Inn? Ran by the Halfling ran in the Soft Goat, which has a very good food apparently.
Sure, then we can finally find out why the goat is soft.
Yeah.
So
I don't want something bottom of the barrel. Just definitely not top.
Well, does Fizzlespank stay behind and to pay for his lodging and get all his shit worked out?
Yep.
So
what about the freaking boy? Like, we went to go find out if he had the fucking spell.
Well, you know what? That's not the DM's deal.
Already forgotten. Fuck you. Just go get our beds.
Hello.
Ian Means has disappeared, but the boy, Middle Anus, God damn it.
Oh boy.
Do we have an upper and a lower anus too? Maybe his older younger brother.
Middle Anus.
Smallest anus is the baby of the family.
The boy, he's kind of leaning against the Jarek's cart. He's like, he's still kind of pale. He don't look very well. He says, Master Fizzlespank, will I be staying with you, sir?
Yes, why not?
Hey, great. So does anybody ask him anything?
Lyra Welsh. Hey, kid. Do you know how to identify magic items?
He's like, no. He says, no.
You truly are the gnome's apprentice.
Absolutely useless. Yeah.
That sounds like the next title for. Never mind.
Madeline.
No, the gnome's apprentice. It sounds like a really bad erotica book.
Cole Ansbert needs to write it.
I mean, especially with the name Metal Anus.
Metal Anus.
That's what I keep hearing every time you say his name. Or try to say his name.
Mentalist. Let's see. No, his spell list does not actually have it. He can read magic. He can do light. He can shoot magic missile, shield, and spider climb. He tells you this. but I have not. He says, "Do you know somebody who could teach me that spell? I would love to know it. I can make a lot of money doing that."
Well, the gnome can't teach you.
No,
I'm not a
he's-
mage.
So he continues to be useless. So, yeah, not yet.
So, do you guys leave him be?
So maybe we can. Lyra is thinking. Maybe we can have the gnome play on the affections of the lady and have her teach his apprentice the spell.
That's all I am to you. A body to be used for your gain.
The dwarf goes, "Haha! I like this idea. Pimp out the gnome."
Or we can try to figure out a way to get the guy at the magic shop to take him on as kind of apprentice type thing.
I have a feeling that would cost us.
And Dorothy says, "I hate to tell you, but we're already in debt to Wilhelm the Magnificent. Him and the gnome made a deal."
Yeah, don't care.
He says, "I sort of do."
What they do in their private time is their business.
I agreed to nothing.
It did get my amulet back.
Which
Yep.
is fantastic, but I still agreed to nothing. And I am
I
not an
admit it.
indentured servant.
Rule 64 of gnome business. A contract is a contract is a contract.
Oh man.
Gnomes are crunchy and good with ketchup.
Yeah, you and what are we?
Mm.
I'm gonna spank you with an illusionary gigantic pedal.
Promises.
I'll do it.
Promises, Night Stalker.
Well, now you've got Barbara's attention.
Oh my god. So, Sock, we were talking about people, whether or not they can visualize things. Guess what I am being forced to visualize right now? So some really weird pinup art of a gnome spanking a big tall blonde.
Never
And
been happier to be a level 5.
Yeah, probably exists somewhere on the internet.
When I meet the lady, can I bring Barbara with me?
You're all going to dinner tonight.
Yeah, but afterwards.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Maybe.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's more fun.
Depends on how convincing you can be.
Yes.
Oh, there's so much shit I want to say, but that's not even R-rated. What are you guys
Right.
doing?
Are there any other magic shops in town?
Jarek says, "Nope. I have read there's only the one. Have you been there? I've heard Wilhelm the Magnificent is quite magnificent in his wares."
He's expensive.
He says, "Well, as magic things are."
I just need some items identified. I don't want to go bankrupt to do it.
He's like, "Wait, Larry, you need to be richer.
What?
You need to be richer." That's what Jarek says.
Well-
You need more money.
Yes.
Don't look at me. There are other stores. Jarek, he points at the donkey. He says, "Well, unload all of your wares. Maybe you have enough gold to. You are rich."
Yeah, let's see what we can sell all this crap for.
So you spend a few hours wandering around. You notice that there is a large outdoor market here. It is very busy. There are a lot of Crusaders that are passing through on their way off to crusade against the remnants of evil, like around the Blacktooth Ridge and beyond. And there are all kinds of merchants. Now, mind you, you do have about 2,000 gold just in jewelry and gems.
Nice.
And since I don't feel like but you're not gonna be able to sell to just any one vendor because you have a lot. So we're gonna have to spend 5 hours going to each vendor and haggling and rolling. No, I'm not. I'm gonna just give it, guys. But you guys are gonna spend like 5 hours going through all these different vendors, slowly peddling out your wares. You have set of gem necklace. You have the gold earrings. You have silver nose ring, a gem-studded belt, gold necklace. You have the horned one, gold statues, the gold tree statue. You got all kinds of shit. Is there any of that shit you want to keep?
I don't think so.
You managed to liquidate all of it for 2,210 gold pieces value total.
Fantastic.
Now you also have picked up a lot of weapons. You have warhammer, 2 short swords, 2 daggers, broadsword, 2 chainmail shirts. You have those silver and gold heavy maces. You have a light mace. You have another longbow. You also have that master warhammer. Is there any of that stuff you want to keep?
I don't know. I didn't know we had all that.
Yeah, none of that shit is magical, you know.
Okay.
I'm good with selling it.
Nax needs any of it, he can have it, or any of our, or the priest.
So, that stuff you find is pretty easy offload between some of the traveling vendors, and you also visit Bradford's Forge, which is where the hell is Bradford's Forge? I think right here. Bradford's Forge. It is ran by Bruno Bradford. He is a middle-aged dwarf who is quite intimate in the ways of metal and fire. You can tell a lot of his wares are pretty top-notch. But and in fact, the cleric actually contracts him to fix his armor, which was damaged somewhere way back when during one of our sessions. He agrees to buy most of your shit for about 500 gold.
Sounds good. Lyra's also got just a regular dagger to offload.
I think that was in the.
Well, it's what she started with, but she's gotten that fine dagger since.
Gabi suggests has backup.
Yeah, okay.
Does she also sell the gem necklace that she pocketed and was acted like it was hers?
Yes, she does.
She keeps that whole 250 for herself too, obviously.
Nice.
You spend the day hitting all the shops and mingling with the merchants and whatnot,
And getting ourselves a in room and lodging for the donkey and.
Along the way, Lyra does hear rumors that Muddles Incorporated, which is a thieves guild, which she has heard of. She hears about that. They also hear another rumor about Lord Howe that he's in fact an imposter.
Really?
Yeah, and there's also rumors that there have been strange sightings in the quarry/mine to the north. But they settle on the Soft Goat Inn, which is ran by a very, very, very lovely family of halflings, the Puddlefoot family, ran by Samuel Puddlefoot and his wife and their many, many, many children. They're very warm, very welcoming. And Rosie is an excellent cook. They have a very large common bedroom for everybody, or the private. They have 4 private rooms.
Mm.
How much are the private rooms?
Let me see real quick. Provision and lodging.
And do they accept the adventurer's discount card?
They are 2 silver pieces a night.
Yeah, I'll take my
Yeah,
own.
we'll take through that.
For how many days you're going to book?
Mm.
Well, that's a very good question. Week?
Yeah, week sounds good for now.
Week sounds good.
Okay, that is sorted and settled. You also find lodging for for Bill up here at this stable up here. You stable him. And he's so glad to be rid of all the shit that he's picked up. So, do you guys make any special preparations for the dinner tonight? I hope the elf bathes.
I hope we all bathe.
I always bathe. I'm a gnome.
Yeah, that would probably be a advisable action to take.
So, any other actions you want to take before I fast forward?
Nah, not at this
Forward.
point. Let's see how tonight goes before we go spending any more money.
So, just before dusk, armed men arrive at your inns and they summon you to the keep or this manor. And unless you say otherwise, you are escorted there and you join Lord Hal and Lady Liana in the grand dining hall. There you find Stuart Lockhart sitting next to the Count. Gunther is kind of in the shadows watching over his lord. Lady Liana has no one sitting beside her, and she's like, she gestures to the seat, says, "This is for the hero that slayed Gritsnak the Bold."
Excellent. Ow.
Gobby comes in as a dwarf, like, ha, 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 and he's like totally overacting as a dwarf. He's like, ha, 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 stroking his illustrious beard. He sits with Lyra. And you guys sit down. There's things being discussed. The first course and drinks are served. The Count, he looks over at Barbara. He's like, from the north are you? You are a very tall specimen of your people. I've met many north men, women, northerners.
Spit it out.
How rude. What does she say?
Were you talking to Barbara?
Yeah.
Oh, for some reason I thought you were talking to fucking Fizz.
He's not a North gnome.
Yeah. No, I'm not overly tall.
He's like, you're kind of tall compared to me. He's, have you slain many beasts? I mean, you look like a mighty warrior.
I have fought.
So, as he's trying to carry on conversations with you and Pyle, Lady Liana is like, so, and she's kind of like, so, Master Gnome, tell me more about how you slayed that nasty knoll.
Oh boy. Well, you've seen it, and we just kill it. I'm not going to do another demonstration of this.
No, it'll scare the whole group.
This time it's going to be 4 times as big.
Thank you for the follow, the Liching Hour. He's like,
I'm glad you didn't mispronounce that. Might have had come out the licking hour.
Oh, we're going to get to that later.
Well,
Lady Leona's like, oh yes, we will. She's like, you know, many gnomes they prefer to stick to their illusionary magic, but you picked up a mighty weapon and you beat him with your great hard club.
wow.
Yes, I did. Don't mention the fact that
Wow.
it never hit anything.
Gabi is just sitting over door form, and he can hear all this. And he's just like, he leans over to Lyra. It's like, I think somebody is after the nose cucumber.
Better her than me.
We can
I
change
had
that.
his cucumber in his mouth. It was nasty. Oh, thank you for the. We got a raid. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Yay.
I'm not touching that one with a 10 gnome pole.
She's like, she says, you know, Master Gnome, I am a bit of a practitioner of the magical arts myself.
Really?
Yes, I've studied. I've had, you know, a natural talent for magic, for the arcane arts.
Oh, you must tell me more about this.
Yes. Perhaps you could come, and we could show each other many magical tricks.
Pointy head tricks. Yes.
Yes, I like pointy head tricks. I know some of my own.
Somewhere Gandalf is screaming.
Oh my god. Gas, yes, gas. I would gas too. Gas. I need sleep. Sonogan's gonna sleep for us. She's like, so she kind of reaches over and starts tracing her fingers over the top of Fizzle's hand. She's like, what kind of magic tricks could I show you personally?
Oh boy. Hmm.
And in one hand, she's kind of with her left hand, she's doing that, but with her right hand. Give me give me a wisdom check, Fizz.
Where's my wisdom?
Yeah, 1d20 plus 2, 3.
So it's a 15 or a 16.
Okay, so I got to do math while my ears itching.
Oh, come on.
He doesn't notice that she's under table, kind of making this kind of motion.
Of course.
Bear,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need you. I need a saving throw.
Ooh.
Perfect. What do you want me to throw?
I need you.
Hi.
I need you. I need you to give me a saving throw versus charisma. Yeah, I could have looked at that. +1.
Oh boy.
Boom!
Fail it. Yes.
So as she's looking deep into your eyes, and suddenly you feel this complete change in mood. If you didn't like her before, you find her very charming and interesting and beautiful now, and you're lost in her eyes, and she's really caressing your hand. She's like, I could, you and we could have a lovely friendship.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Are there things that you need help with, my little gnome? My little man?
Oh, he doesn't care about the identifying anymore. Screw that shit. It's your problem, not mine.
Oh my lord. Oh Lord. He's like, She leans over. He says, "After dinner, come to my chambers, and I'll show you some magic tricks."
Oh yes, please.
Beer
Well,
pepper.
she's completely. She has completely.
She is a cucumber in a human form.
She has totally.
Ugh.
She is totally
Here we go
fixated.
again.
So Lyra can stand, and she
And Lyra just sighs and go, here we go again.
and Gabi
This
too.
guy has no mental fortitude whatsoever. You stroke his ego a little bit, even if you're a
Yep.
fucking inanimate object, he's gonna
Yep.
fall for it.
So Lyra, though, she can see the total drop. If looks could kill, Gunther is looking at Fizz. It's like,
Oh boy.
he's muttering. Spiteful muttering. As some guy 2000 once coined a long time ago. And Lockhart is like, he looks down the table and he
Okay, you're gonna have to go back. Gunther is the knight, correct?
Yep. Lockhart
Who
is
the fuck
the
is
steward.
Lockhart?
He's the steward.
Okay.
He's the bald money man.
Okay.
He kind of does like this, and he's staring down at the table, kind of a 1,000-yard stare. But Lyra can see his lips saying, "Here we go again."
And that's Lockhart.
Lockhart.
Okay.
Lockhart's just like, oh. And he kind of shakes his head, and he's like, but Count Hal.
Yeah, what's his reaction to all this? Like,
He's totally oblivious. He is
That's
more
odd.
interested. He's more interested in talking to you and to Lyra and Barbara and Pyle about the things they have fought on the roads. He seems to be entertained by the tale, but he doesn't seem quite to believe the stories you're telling. And it's like, these are fantastic stories of ogres and highwaymen, but they've not penetrated that far west. Are you sure you knew where you were when these things happened?
we were on our way here
Yeah.
on the main road.
Yes, your liege. This is what me and Sir Gunther have told you. These raiding parties have become more and more common, and now we hear of black of more bandits. Bandits are all. He said, "What would you have me do?" He's like, "Perhaps we can hire these good people to patrol our
Be right back.
roads and do something about this." He's like, it's all nonsense. It's like the stories of black dogs attacking farmers north of here. It's just nonsense. Total child stories. I appreciate a good tale, but
Lyra's gonna, you look at him and say, well, what would it take to convince you?
he smiles at you kind of condescendingly voiced, He's like, convince me of what, my dear?
Well, perhaps you'd like to go out for a nice ride tomorrow with me and show me how safe the roads are.
See, and as she said it, he kind of got the wrong impression. He got real like stiff as a board, and then he kind of his eyes darted to his left to the lady.
Oh, don't worry. She's going to be quite preoccupied, I believe.
He's like, well, I would love to show you the roads, but I'm a bitch busy man. Maybe Sir Gunther can show you.
Surely you can come out with me for a short ride.
Is that Lyra or Barbara?
Lyra.
Roll me a charisma check. Plus one. Let's see here. Plus 3. 4.
18 plus whatever.
His attitude's kind of softened a little bit. He's like, it cannot be tomorrow, but we will do it this week. How about that? We will make time and we will tour the outskirts.
I would much appreciate your time. I know you're very busy.
He's like, He's like,
But maybe if you could show me how safe the roads are, I would feel much better traveling in the future.
He's like, I could do that, but you know what? You know what? This is not the worst idea I've heard. Have you? There's something else I would like to show you that I'm.
I wish you could see the look on Marissa's face right now.
Why is she horrified?
Perfect.
Yes.
So he leans in a little bit. He's just like, you know what? This would be also a good opportunity. He looks Lyra deep in the eyes. He's like, there's something else I would like to show you that I'm most proud of. Oh, we're turning. Mom.
My mother's lost her fucking mind, is what that is.
He leans in and he says, my dear, that's actually not a bad idea because there's something else I would most love to show you. Something I'm most proud of. Something that everybody is envious of, and I think would you like to see the great fountain I built in City Square? It's most magnificent. It is the largest fountain in the realm.
He has a large tower and a large fountain. Holy crap, that guy's compensating.
No, the tower's Wilhelm's.
Oh.
He's like, and at that point, he starts pointing at the tapestries. He's like, maybe tonight I could show you around the manor, show you my tapestries and other art.
That would be fantastic. Thank you. She wants to check out all these tapestries and art and see how authentic they are.
He's gonna steal his tapestry.
Well, no, this is just really sketchy. I mean, she fucking might. Who the hell knows?
Why does she think it's sketchy? I want you to elaborate because I'm curious.
This is large. Not rural large city, but large mainland city type decor.
Do you engage him about any of this?
Yeah.
When you ask him about his tapestries and art, and you also notice that he is quite lavishly dressed, as is his wife. The wine is exquisite, but he starts bragging about all of the work projects he has had, like his fountain, and that fountain is massive because you would have seen it when you were outside of the Red Squirrel, and it is multi-tiered, and there is a marble statue atop it of his father. It is ridiculously tall, and he brags about all this and how much it cost. And as he's just going on about this and gesturing to the tapestries and different art, Lockhart Stewart is like. You can tell he's getting a headache. He's sitting there rubbing the bridge of his nose.
Lyra's just going to be she's just in awe. My goodness, you must be very wealthy.
I am quite wealthy for these lands. I am a count, you know.
But can he count?
I have someone for that.
Yep, I thought so.
He's like, says, yes, yeah, we do a lot of trade here, and that means I collect a lot of taxes, and I have much money to spend on lavish, fine things. You should see the private collection.
Around town. Did it look like the townspeople were struggling?
They weren't. Well, there were some of them that were kind of on the struggling side. There were some of them
more than we would normally expect to see in a city.
I mean,
more than Lyra would expect to see in a city.
Not particularly, but the city. It's not a hard conclusion to jump to. If they spent more money on the town would probably be a lot nicer. The roads would have been a lot nicer, definitely.
Fair.
Less ogres.
So, does anybody else ask anything of the Count or anybody at the table?
No, I'm busy.
At some point during the night, Lyra will ask if he had any way of identifying magical items.
She's
not gonna forget.
He smiles and he's like, "No, I am just a mere fighter. I know anything at the Arcane Knights, but however, my lovely wife, Lady Liana, and he puts his hand to her back. She says she is a powerful user of the arcanes. She could definitely help you out. You're such a good guest. She should take care of you. She's whispering really nasty things in Fizzlespank's ear by this point.
Yeah, I'm not going to hear that.
Gabi's like, actually, Gabi at one point in Gnomish, he's like, hey, no, across the table. He's like, have we conned her yet? Do you have her affections? Will she? Did I touch your cucumber?
I'm going to throw an apple at him. Shut up, I'm busy.
He's like, he looks, he says, I think the gnome is going to get our stuff identified.
Yep, it's going to
Gnomes need love too, but they got to pay. Oh, pay he will.
Oh boy.
The night goes on and starting to wind down, and Lord Howe, he's like, oh. He's like, you have all been great company. At this point, he has finally wined and dined you, and the jester has danced, and the bards have played, and all that good stuff. He's like, if you excuse me, I will be retiring to my bedchamber. And he stands and bows, and he wanders off, and the steward, he leans back in his chair. It's like, ugh, why did the gods sentence me to this hell? Lyra picks up on that.
Yeah, she's gonna ask the steward about how finances are really going in the kingdom.
He gonna go. They're fine. All's fine here. Why would you ask that?
Because he's spending on stupid shit, not places that would actually make a difference.
He gives you this real long blank stare. You can tell that in that instance, you get that he's all but a broken man. You glean that he had probably been a very patient man, but now he's exhausted. But
how long have you worked here?
He thinks about it. He says, I have been here serving not just Count Hal, but his father, Count Bradford, for many, 30, 40, 50 years. I don't know. It's been long.
Jesus.
How long has he been spending like this?
Almost 20 years. He gets this long, he kind of gets this 1,000 yards to stare off of the distance.
So since he took over, I'm guessing?
He whispers, he says, it was not so bad at first, but it's escalated slowly. He enjoys the prompt circumstance. Now, mind you, he was not the one that was to be groomed for the throne.
Really?
His father favored this oldest son, but he was jousting tournament, tragic turn of events. Things have been different under him. I raised and mentored that boy myself, and you can tell he's probably had a little too much to drink, and he starts rambling a little bit. He's like, but
she'll be like patting him on the shoulder, kind of like, oh, that must have been so hard.
It's not been easy, but we, the three of us, we kind of slurs. We keep it together. We keep it in line. Keep him in line. The DM wonders if anybody caught that.
Oh, I didn't.
About keeping him in line or them in line?
Close. He's like,
so who's the we keeping him in line?
While this is going on, Liana whispers in Fizzlespank's ear. He's like, would you like to join me in my study? Magic
I would love to.
She leads him off. Like, she doesn't even hide it. She's like going past all the servants, all the people, past Gunther. And she has him by the hand. She
Oh yeah, and I'm
leads him
following
off
along. No resistance, no anything.
and what echoes through the dining hall is Gabi slashed the forehead. I'm gonna keep doing that until I have a brain injury. He's like, I don't know if I should get into that right now. And there's a jug of wine right there. His glass is kind of empty.
I'll pour him some more.
He drinks some more. He's like, me, Lady Liliana and Master Wilhelm, we all steer him in the right direction. You know, he has his taste, but he doesn't have a taste for leadership or stewardship. But you know, we nudge him along.
What does he have a taste for besides spending copious amounts of money on dumb shit?
Anything, you know, he likes the tapestries, the art, the private collection. The private collection, that is another headache I have to deal with that he has dealt
More artwork?
Oh no, worse than that. He looks around. He says, Lord Howe was recently swindled. He was sold a forgery of a fine erotic art piece from Evanon, and it is a fake. It is a forgery. The culprit is somewhere in town. We think, we hope, we don't know. We should really. I need someone to trust to deal with it, but who can you trust in these times? And he's like totally plastered.
Make sure his wine stays full.
He's like, and he kind of leans there. He says, "You look capable. If you took down the snack, maybe you could take down this person. Maybe."
Oh no, we won't discuss that tonight. We'll discuss that.
Very smart of you. It's like, it is getting late. You should retire to wherever you.
Oh, why don't I help you find your quarters?
It's like that. That is nice of you, fine lass, Miss.
Help his stumbling ass to bed, tuck him in, and
He's
leave.
like, is that all you do? Do you try to rifle through his underwear drawer or anything like that?
If he passes out solid enough, yeah, she'll look through his shit.
She helps in the bed. Gabi kind of keeps eye out, and his bedroom it's a very modest affair. There's a lot of mementos and some ledgers and writing and shit like that.
Let's went through the ledgers.
The ledgers are coded.
Smart man. Moving on.
You don't try to track it?
No.
I mean, you potentially could.
Potentially, yes, but I'm looking through his shit.
Yeah. Is there anything particular you're looking for?
No.
Anything that you want to steal?
Probably not.
You don't find anything outstanding beyond that.
Just like, basically, I'm kind of looking to see if there's anything that would really stand out as abnormal that he would own.
No, you get the impression that he is just, if you judge the man by his room, that he is a diligent, patient man, and it works hard.
Okay.
Do you leave after this?
Yep.
Where's the magic items? Did Fizzle take any of the magic items? Did he take his magical puzzle box?
Yeah.
Knowing him, he left the rest behind.
Oh yeah.
I have only my stuff. I'm not responsible for your shit.
Sometime during the night between she tells him that it is a most confounding item, that it is clearly very magical, but even she cannot discern what it is. So you guys leave the manor?
Yeah.
So Gabi, Lyra, Barbara, Pyle leave the manor and go through the gatehouse.
Where's the cleric?
Yeah, the cleric did come along too. I forgot about him.
We're not forgetting about the cleric.
The cleric conducted himself very well and only swore like 20% of the time. But
While
as
they're
you're
leaving, Lyra's going to ask, while they're walking to their rooms, Lyra is going to ask the cleric about his vow of silence and why he's so foul-mouthed.
he kind of looks at you, kind of grins. He's like, it's a funny story. Says, my order, I've always kind of had a problem with the fruity language.
Fruity?
Blame Shock the Whipper on that. That's what he calls it. Now it's in my vocabulary. He said that during playing Elden Ring.
Okay.
He's like, my language is a little bit fruity and funny. The Grandmaster talked me into a vow of silence until I could, if I could not speak like a devout follower of Durndale, I should not speak at all. And I took a vow of silence with the caveat I could break my vow in the face of great evil. And we faced great evil, and here we are. It's just sailor's math comes natural to me. I do not know why. So you guys get to about here, and I asked you to roll in it now. There on the kind of there on the side of the road, there's this haggard-looking older woman, and she's like, "Bill, you'll come from the manor. Come here, help me, please help me." You approach her to ignore her.
Approach with caution.
She lunges at you and like clutches at her hands, clutch onto your cloak, and you can tell she seems like probably about half mad. She's like, "Yeah, I need your help. I need your help. I need to find my daughter. My daughter's missing. She's missing. She's been gone so long.
You need to calm down and let go of me."
She is completely just sobbing hysterically. The cleric says, "Hey, Katha, I think she might be a little bit crackered in the head." She's like, have you seen my daughter? Have you seen my daughter in the keep?
Who's your daughter?
My daughter Rowan. She's missing. She's missing so long.
How long?
Long time. I've looked for her, so I don't know how long.
Days, years?
Many days, many years. It's been long. She's been missing. She went into the manor, and I never saw her again.
I have seen nobody in the keep. We will keep an eye out for her.
Please, I just want to find my daughter. And you can tell she looks about. She's probably in her early to mid 50s. It's hard to tell because she's pretty rough looking. Her clothes are ragged, and she's ragged, and leathery skin, and she might just be a lunatic.
Might be. I'll make a mental note, to ask around about her later. Then kind of pry her hands off.
And get away as quickly as possible.
Yes.
So you guys retire to the inn, and I think maybe at 2 hours and 41 minutes in a sleepy Jesse and sleepy CK. Meeting the minds are perfectly acceptable and understandable, little bones. Chuck, he likes to have lots of meetings with the minds. Usually he has meetings with himself. But I think we're going to call it there. Can we all agree upon that?
Yep.
Okay.
So we're
early
going to...
morning, so yeah.
Yeah, my alarm's going off in like 4.5 hours. Good.
Shit, fuck all that.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out, for all the follows, for the raid, for the subs. You're all awesome, and we'll see you next week. And
Make Rohan great again.
we're going to make Rohan great again. And we're also likely going to have another player next week. So on that note, y'all have a good night.